Good evening and thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 5. I'm Keely Middendorf.
And I'm Mark Blaine. Starting with breaking news tonight, the Kern County Sheriff's Office is currently searching for an inmate who escaped from custody. KCSO says 34-year-old Marcos Rosales escaped after being taken to a medical appointment near F and 29th Streets. They say Rosales put an unidentified powdery substance into a deputy's eyes and face and then ran away. He then carjacked someone near 28th and 8th Streets and hasn't been seen since. Rosales was in jail on charges of attempted murder, among other charges. It's unknown if he's currently armed at this time. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office at 661-861-3110.
In more news this evening, it's been about 24 hours since a nearby RV park community has been without power, left with no way to cool down or even cook.
23 ABC's Vanya Patino spoke with residents about their situation and what they're doing now to get some answers.
Residents at this RV park say the power box has been acting up for years now. More frequently in the past couple of weeks. They've reached out to management, who told them that it's overheating, which is why they added this canopy to try and cool it down. However, the residents say clearly that's not working, as Monday afternoon it blew up, leaving many of them without power.
I look out the window and this thing is on fire, blowing sparks.
Amber Ortiz does not have a generator
when it's through
and says she is one of the at least 40 residents without power.
It has to be plugged in next to my bed at all times. Electric.
Louise Clayton relies on her pacemaker and last night had to go to bed knowing nothing was monitoring her. She was there when Kern County Fire Department checked the situation Monday afternoon. Since PG&E sublets the energy to the property, neither the equipment nor the maintenance falls under them. On the phone, management telling 23 ABC this happens regularly during hot months. But residents say this has been years in the making and are upset it had to get to this point.
They haven't been fixing it correctly, so last night was the last straw.
Amber Cope has been living there with her 2 kids and husband for 6 years and says the power box has been jerry-rigged so many times. Another resident even sending us this picture of a house fan being used to cool it down.
We were trying to be proactive and, order something. Like I said, that's still being manufactured, so we don't, it's not available yet. We were able to get a hold of this other unit from San Diego, but like I said, it's in transport right now.
Ruby Castro with the Laguna Asset Management in charge of the park says they initially aimed to get one central generator, but decided to just wait on that and wait on other housing vouchers since the new transmitter is expected to come in the next couple of days. But residents still have their reservations.
There's no water being held out, there's no nothing. We are all sitting here without anything.
The residents we spoke with said they're reaching out to the county's code enforcement, as when they came here to the office to try and file a complaint, they realized it was closed, leaving them to figure out their situation at least until Wednesday. In Bakersfield, Vanya Patino, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Thank you, Vanya. And taking a live look outside now, where it's looking picture perfect here in downtown Bakersfield. You can see there a clear view of the mountains toward Tehachapi. Not every day we get such a beautiful view. Brandon Michael's joining us with more now. Brandon, hopefully it stays this way at least for the next 48 hours.
Yeah, and we're thinking so. Our temperatures are going to be fairly comfortable. We're going to have just a couple of clouds in the sky here, but certainly looks better than it feels out there. 98 degrees is not cool by any means. We're happy we're not in the triple digits, but we're still tracking some temperatures that are pretty much average for this time of year, so not a dramatic cool down out there. We've been watching the radar as well, and we've seen most of the activity to the north of Kern County. That's not a surprise. We only included about a 10% chance for some showers here in northeastern Kern today, and through the rest of the evening here, no showers moving in for us here in the valley. Temperatures steadily dropping, and they'll continue to drop into the day tomorrow. We'll have your forecast in more detail later in the show.
Brandon, thank you very much for that. Turning now to the pandemic, the Kern County Public Health Department released new COVID numbers as new cases reach nearly the 1,000 mark. 970 new infections were announced from the last update from the previous week. No new deaths due to the virus were reported. Since the start of the pandemic, more than 260,000 people are listed as recovered.
Well, school is just around the corner, and with that comes the scramble to make sure everything is in order, including getting kids immunized. But finding the time to get students those required shots can be a challenge.
23 ABC's Brianna Willis has more about a clinic at the county fairgrounds that's making sure all children have access to vaccines.
Back to school season is officially here. That's why the Kern County Public Health Department is hosting a back to